You're watching the Oi Rio Pro presented by Corona. Time for the opening round for the men. Italo Ferreira taking on Matthew McGillivray and João Chianca. So great to see João Chianca back in the championship tour jersey. Started his rookie season, fell off at the mid-season cut, but he's also fresh off a win from about 5 days ago in Rio de Janeiro, his second ever QS victory. Into his home court as a local boy, taking on a 2019 world champ and a surfer from Jeffreys Bay, South Africa. Starting things off on the right, Italo Ferreira snap right off the lip. We'll throw down another one right in the pocket and we'll kick out to a standing ovation from getting the starting wave. Back to the start of this heat with Italo's two-turn combo.
Well, got himself in position, was able to get the first wave of the heat. Nice backhand hook. The wave pretty much disappears there, does what he can with it, realizes there's not really any inside, at least not yet, and so he kicks out quickly, but he's going to give himself a mid-range 3. Don't expect that to be in his top 2 at the end of this heat, but he got himself a wave to warm up with as we see the first waves of the men's division. Beautiful hook here, so quick. Didn't want to push too hard there, knowing that he wanted to get back to that open face, so he didn't really overly commit to that maneuver there, hoping that there was going to be one more section here, because that two-turn combo, if you connect it nicely, will get you a score.
And we have the entire WSL Final 5 in the ER round for the women. We'll see how the men start with João Chianca up and down.
Well, pretty good start for Italo Ferreira. You know, we saw how difficult it was from the opening round of the women. We had 0 excellent score.
So some excitement on the two-turn combo. It turns into just a 3.17 as a local boy up again. Big, powerful top turn carve. João Chianca looking for something on this inside reform on his local break. And looks like he's earned it here. Just a quick little turn in the whitewater to step off.
Throughout El Salvador, everything about how solid McGillivray's rail work is. But he also is very good in the air. But talk about rail work. That was the best turn of the heat so far from João. And I was talking about his body English. He really commits his arms, his shoulders, his hips, everything into his maneuvers, which is so unique. There's a similar surfer to, say, Michel Perez, who utilizes that. Love the way João uses his body English.
And going for a pretty wild air reverse was Matthew McGillivray. On the split peak was Italo Ferreira. Italo still hunting. He'll throw down a quick wrap just as a transition move. Nothing really exciting to work with, but just a tap to finish off wave number 2.
Beautiful first arc there for Italo. The wave goes into deep water pretty quickly, so just the 2 kind of round cutbacks there for Italo. And you can notice the adjustment by these surfers moving to those mid-sized waves because they have a little cleaner face. Trying to milk the inside. With the filling of the tide, we may see that inside section come into play for a final maneuver, very similar to what we see at, say, a Huntington Beach, where you get the outside maneuvers and then there's this dead space.
This is what made the crowd go crazy. Italo throwing down some big turns here, Pete.
2 beautiful hooks, and then look at this section here. He goes straight up, disappears from view, but it's Italo, so we know he's going to come out of the bottom of it, which he does, and to the cheers of a very excited Brazilian crowd. So nice work there. We're going to see probably one of the best numbers so far today, because there is 3 beautiful hooks. I mean, that one there, first section, ton of speed as he airdrops to the bottom, straight into another bottom turn and another hook. But the best part of this one was the finish move in my eyes.
There's an amazing energy down here, but in terms of beach break, there's just so many different combinations of how the wave breaks. Waking up this morning, it was a lot bigger than last night, my first surf here, and so we were on equipment that was a little bit more step up, and there's lefts and rights, but not always, and you really just got to use your instinct. It's been amazing being part of the Town and Country team, and we're slowly building out the quiver. We have a little more time before next year, but the bonus is they're already going great. So I feel like I've got enough energy and adrenaline just from being in the amazing race of getting here, and hopefully I can keep it going.
Yeah, guys, a jet lag win. Back to you. Congrats, Sally.
Now it's time for Matthew McGillivray to light things up on his forehand. Nice vertical to start. Bottom dropped out, but he hung on. Jams it again. Nice tight, compact surfing right in the pocket for McGillivray. And he'll skip his way out into the channel. As we'll take another look at McGillivray's best so far.
Right, and you look at the inside double up, right? And it stayed on the bank, which gave him the vertical face. He was able to attack the lip. Not quite as big a wave as we saw Italo on, so probably not going to be the biggest number for him. Feels like now there's going to be a couple more sections. The filling tide, it's pushing onto the bank a little bit better.
Now it's Italo's turn. Just quickly up and out. Still waiting for numbers from that previous wave. Looks like things are cleaning up. The sun's out. What a great way to kick off this round. Rolling in on the right, McGillivray finding some space from the Brazilians in the matchup. Second maneuver off the lip, controls it. As that wedge is just shoving him down the line. Good timing from McGillivray. Chasing down a 6.18 for the lead off Italo. So excited that he received this wild card. Before we get there, let's go back to McGillivray once again.
Yeah, again, this was that audible where he was able to pick these cleaner wall on the inside. Two big solid moves. Also splitting the peak was this man, big float, and somehow pulls it off, just the one big floater maneuver.
Well done, Kaipo. Great form. Kaipo's still having a blast, and will go up and down quickly with João Chianca on the incomplete move.
Thank God Kaipo didn't snap an ankle right there.
Oh, my goodness. I was holding my breath.
Same.
He still got it. An action sports hero. The younger brother of Lucas Chianca, Chumbo, one of the best big wave surfers ever. They're watching this one right now. Italo's up on the left. Nice carve to start. Big open face section. Climbs twice to finish off the left-hander. Every bottom turn, you're expecting something gigantic. Credited a lot of locals at Pipe for showing him the way and proved himself at his opening event of the season. Back to Italo here.
Yeah, again, this was the two-turn combo. Judges will like that. It's going to be a number that's going to factor into this heat for sure. Keep himself in that number one position. And going back to João, but it wasn't a total surprise.
It's true, and he proved that that was going to be one of his pet events on tour. As we have the man in motion now, João Chianca, local to Saquarema, controls the slide on kind of a moving section off the lip.
That was not an easy section.
Great balance just to hang onto his board there.
And you can see his bottom turn, he gets a little bit muffed slightly right there. You saw that little jitter. He's able to negotiate it straight into the lip. Again, just straighten the legs, bend the legs, put the arm down. Whatever he has to do to keep himself centered over the top of his surfboard, he has done. And it's very unique to João, and I love it.
As we now look at the left here, João Chianca. Nice clean backhand snap. Late on the second, so he's down.
And then João Chianca, you know, it seems like he's consciously making the effort to move on to these mid-size sets, just hoping for a little more cleaner face, but that one still chunky monkey.
And the local wild card still needs a 9.3 to catch up to Italo. Italo's up again. Hard off the bottom, big blowtail off the roof.
Hang on. Dang it.
As he goes down.
Great for South America. You know, world-class point break.
As we look at the left setting up for João Chianca, and he's got to step up. A lot of happy people in Central America that we're so happy to welcome to the tour. As we continue with the Latin vibe, big throw tail reverse. McGillivray trying to hang on to the punt. He'll slip off.
Making moves, doesn't matter what kind of pressure he's got under him. He's always seems to execute and get stuff done. This one, unfortunately, he was trying. He was working hard to make that one. You can see all the way to the end there. Almost got the rotation all the way around. Going to need a pretty big number, though. It needs the 7.77, so that's why he goes for it. Big frontside air into the reverse, and he's holding on. You see, centers himself over the board.
And Italo will roll in, looking to better a 5.10, has the speed, goes to an extended float. Spent a ton of time above the roof there, but only good for one move. It would have been nice if he could have thrown down a big, aggressive combination of turns. Few riders in motion, hanging with McGillivray on the right, taps the lip. He's got more speed off the wedge, but runs out of room.
It's affected him. He has been in that third position, has yet to chase out of it. Whereas McGillivray, again, a number here where I don't think it's going to factor in, just the float. And once he finally gets around the corner, nothing left, so he just kicks. Well, he split the peak with McGillivray. Gets a little loose on that first maneuver, and the second one cannot pull it off.
Big cloud break. Big Tahiti. Just thinking of that recently. João Chianca got some crazy ones there recently on a unbelievable session that he had with his brother.
Well, there was one moment he showed a drone shot recently of his backside barrel he got, and it looked like there was only like 3 people in the lineup. It was like the morning of the big day, and everyone's trying to figure out, okay, is it tow day? Because it was supposed to be.
What a way to shake off not making the midseason cut. João Chianca ends up in 3rd in this heat as a wild card. Matthew McGillivray stays in 2nd. They'll be in the elimination round, and Italo Ferreira will move on into the round of 16.